Ever wondered how to get into those private, exclusive online poker games? You know, the ones that aren't just open to anyone? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the exact steps to get past that digital velvet rope and right into the action. So, how do you join one of these clubs? It can feel kind of like trying to find a secret speakeasy, right? But it turns out, the whole process really just boils down to knowing a couple of key pieces of information. To help us crack the code, we're going to follow a guide from a YouTube creator, a poker player named Pedro. He lays out the entire process for the Suprema Poker app, which is super popular. So let's walk through his guide and see exactly how it's done.
All right, first things first, the application itself. Now, even though we're looking at one specific example from Pedro's guide, you'll see that this method, it's pretty much the universal blueprint for getting into a whole bunch of these private online clubs.
So, getting in the door isn't as simple as just clicking join. It's more like you need a digital handshake. And that handshake requires two kind of secret codes that act as your personal invite. They make sure you're getting into the right club with the right agent. Okay, here's the first piece of the puzzle you'll need, the club ID. For the club that Pedro shows us, that ID is 664391. You can think of this as the club's unique street address inside the app. And the second piece you'll need is the agent ID. In this case, that's 1247355. The agent is basically your sponsor, your connection to the club. You absolutely need both of these numbers, and they have to be correct, or it just won't work. So here's how you put it all together. Pedro lays out 6 simple steps. First, you open the Suprema Poker app. You look for the button that says Buscar Clube, which just means search for club. You tap that, and it'll ask for those 2 codes. You punch in the club ID, then the agent ID. Hit Proximo, that's next, and then you just confirm by tapping Entrar no Clube, or Join Club. And that's it. Your application is officially sent. Now you just gotta wait for the approval. All right, so let's say your application gets approved. Awesome. But you can't exactly sit down at a table without any chips. That brings us to the next really important step, funding your account. You're going to see this word a lot, fichas. It's super simple. It's just the word for chips in Portuguese and Spanish. And before you can play a single hand, you've got to buy some fichas to load up your account. So where do you get these features? Well, Pedro directs people to a very specific website, app.features24rs.com.br. And here's what's really interesting. This whole transaction happens on an external website, totally separate from the poker app itself. Once you head over to that site, get registered and buy your chips, Pedro says the turnaround is actually really fast. The chips usually show up in your Suprema Poker account in about 10 minutes, sometimes even quicker. So you can get from funding to playing in no time at all. Okay, so you've applied, you've been approved, and your account is full of fichas. Now we get to the fun part. Let's take a look at what it's actually like once you are officially in the club. The moment you get that approval, the club will pop up right there in your main list inside the app. You just tap it, and the doors swing open. So the big question is, what games are waiting for you inside? And there's a pretty great spread, actually. According to Pedro's tour, members get access to the whole shebang. You've got big field tournaments, classic cash games, and for all you Omaha fans out there, they've got both the standard 4-card and the super wild 6-card games. But maybe the most valuable takeaway from this whole guide is that these clubs are really built on people and connections. Pedro makes that super clear. He ends his video by telling everyone, if you get stuck, just send me a message. I'll answer and clear up all your doubts. It's a great reminder that behind all the apps and the secret codes, it's really a community of players just trying to help each other get in on a good game. So there you have it, the step-by-step roadmap to joining a private online poker club. We've seen how these 2 little keys, the club and agent IDs, can unlock a whole hidden corner of the online poker world. It's a world that really runs on trust and personal connections. Now that the door is open, it leaves you with a pretty interesting question. In an age of endless online options, why are the most sought-after tables the ones you can't find on your own?